Hello and welcome to the I Love You Bet podcast. I'm Heather and this is my sister,
Rian. Each week we will revisit relics of our childhoods using our multiple master's degrees
to critically evaluate the crap that consumed our misspent youth. So join us,
sisters, latchkey kids, cuspers, and lazy feminists as we look back at our past to say, I love you, but... If you're sick and I'm having tummy trouble, I don't know.
I feel like it's going to be a short one. It's all good.
Yeah.
I'm not well. I think I have like a summer cold or something, which is great because I'm supposed to travel with Eddie. And you know what? I had like 3 days of insomnia where I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And I had like Friday where I couldn't get up. And then I had more insomnia where I couldn't sleep. And then today where I couldn't get up. So this is a real fun trend. I'm not too worried about when I'm there because it's whatever. But then I started thinking, oh my God, that last day we have to leave. He has ADHD and Alzheimer's. And our flight, like we have to leave at like 5 a.m. to get to the airport. I was like, I might just stay up all night. Because like, I can't even imagine how long it's going to take him to get out the door. You know, like I'm literally going to have to be like, go down the hallway and get me some ice for reasons that I'm going to make up right now, and then just shove all his shit in his bags and pull them out the door. Be like, oh, I have your key. Bye, let's go. Like, just to get out of Canada on time. Like, I can't even. Yeah. So, but I did think of a way to talk to him about moving into a city.
Oh, okay.
Because there's essentially what I'm going to tell him is there's 2 ways we can talk about it. So one way is the scientific way where I can explain logically what's going to happen next with his Alzheimer's and how unpleasant that's going to be and the inevitability of all of it. Or he can just trust that I know all of that and that his buddy Jay and I are working together with him to find the best answers, and we think this is the next best step. And in that case, we don't have to go through all the horrible things. He can just trust us that it's right and go along with it. So that way, because he hates it, he gets upset. Like the other day I was there and we were talking about his bills and he's like, well, I have to learn how to do this. And I said, Eddie, you're never going to know how to do this. You already knew how to do this. You forgot it. It's never coming back. Well, I said, I know it sucks. It sucks. And I'm really sorry, but it's the truth. So let's just keep moving. Hey, here we go. So anyway, that's why when you were like, let's go to Chicago and see Pulp and blah, 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 I was like,
well, I bought a ticket for myself because I have some friends in Chicago, or like, friends, people I'd be fine to go see a band play with. So that I have someone to talk to and not just, but who cares if I'm by myself? And whatever, I can sell it, and if nothing else, I'll get to hang out with the Mullers for a few days.
Yeah. I mean, all of it sounds good, except the fact that like, I might be in Mexico at that time. And then the next month we're going to Asheville and I need to actually have money to be able to do that. And yeah. And also mostly, yes, Pulp sounds great, but the thought of standing in a crowd of people.
Yeah. I mean, like if it were tomorrow, there would be no way. So I have to see how I'm doing come, mid-August. Yeah. So,
but part of me that wants to ignore reality is right there with you. But
what?
The part of me that wants to ignore reality is right there with you.
Well,
part of me that is forced to live in reality day in and day out and live in reality for other people who can't is tired.
I'm trying to balance living in reality with limiting myself. So,
yeah.
But, I mean.
You don't want to know what Mom asked when I got up today?
Probably not anything about you.
No, she said, have you been drinking a lot of water?
Oh my God. I'm surprised she didn't tell you to take a hot shower.
I need a hot shower real bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna debate it because, like, I don't know. Like, I think I food poisoned myself.
Oh,
I think I ate some bad lunch meat yesterday because, like, I didn't eat until 2 because I'm trying to get back into fasting. because it helps with my pain. And so I came home at 2 and I made a sandwich, and and then I was like almost immediately my stomach started feeling.
Well, if it's immediate, it's food poisoning. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then luckily I didn't vomit because you know how much I hate throwing up. But other openings in my body were very sore.
Sorry. Why do you have that much meat in your house? Throw it away. What's wrong with you?
I don't know why I went back. It's not that old. I don't it's not I'm not someone who keeps food around. I'm happy to just throw food away. I'm not mom, I'm not grandma. I don't it didn't taste bad. I mean, that's the only thing I can think. So, but my stomach's better today, but still.
Maybe
So
you got a bug.
Huh?
Maybe you got a bug.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm debating. I kind of want to make Ben take Elliot to the farm just because I don't want to deal with him by myself.
Once his cousin get here, won't he be excited to be there then?
They're coming for 3 days.
That's it?
Yeah.
Don't they drive?
Yeah. Hey, honestly, it makes my life easier for them to only be here for a couple of days. So It's just seriously why would you drive? Okay, whatever.
Yes, makes no sense. I started watching My Lady Jane, and
it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah, but you didn't leave it. You only talked about Dominique Cooper's butt. You didn't talk about anything else about it that's good.
Yeah, well,
you were like,
that's what was on my mind at the time.
It's the brother from Sex Education, and it's a metaphor for how it's so stupid for Catholics and Protestants to fight, but instead it's people can transmorph into animals, which is cool. And doesn't freak me out when adults do it, but we can talk about that in Alice in Wonderland because it definitely freaks me out when it's kids.
No, it was good. And it looks like they're setting it up for a second season, so yay for that.
I haven't watched any, but okay.
Oh, well, sorry. They'll probably do a second season because why wouldn't they?
Well, on IMDb, it was 2024 open.
Oh, well, so I didn't. Sorry to bury the lead. I've been watching The Resident on Netflix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's really good. It's very intriguing. I like because it's here another hospital show, which is probably why I avoided it for so long. As much as I like Logan.
Yes.
I don't feel bad not knowing a white male actor's name. The part of me is always especially if it's a black woman, I'm look up her name. Last week when we did Little Shop or whenever we did Little Shop, I was look up these women's names. But with a white man, I'm fuck it, I don't care. Logan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good, but it's it really focuses on, am I going to ruin anything for you here?
No, I watched the first season and a half, I think, and then
okay.
I was whatever.
Yeah, it's hard because they focus a lot on the profit motivation of the healthcare industry. It's fuck, and doctors being bad doctors, which is really unsettling.
Uh-huh.
It's I wonder how many people go into hospitals now and they watch these shows and do you have hidden hand tremors that you're self-medicating that you're not telling anyone about?
Yeah. And then there's nothing you can do about it because of malpractice insurance. It's all.
How much do you get annually from kickbacks from medicines and diagnosing and treating me with? Yeah. But God forbid we have socialized medicine.
No, heaven forbid. No.
Heaven forbid. So yeah, that's my recent time suck.
I also read The Bride, which is the newest Ali Hazelwood book.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
I finished the you gave me and started one that's for book club, but I'm probably not going to go to book club.
You never go to book club.
I asked if someone else could join the book club and they said no, and it made me a little mad. So it's fine.
Start your own book club.
book club where we don't ever actually have book club. We just read books. And maybe once, like we always cancel at the last minute, but except for like once every 3 months, we actually get together.
Yeah.
I can be in it. Emily Webb can be in it.
That'd be good. You guys would never go to the same book club, though. Like, you'd be at different ones.
We do pretty all right. Hey, all about expectations. So,
What do you remember about Alice in Wonderland from 1951?
I feel like I remembered most everything. I didn't write down. There was a lot there were some things I didn't remember, but like there wasn't a whole lot that was like, oh yeah, Mad Hatter. I'm late, Mr. Rabbit. Like, I remember once again, we watch a movie that causes me severe anxiety with people being foolish and crazy. It's like, what, all these movies with people around a table just acting foolish, making me crazy. Like, yeah.
And yet we adored Mad Hatter.
What do you remember?
I just wrote all mashed in my brain. And then I remember watching the live action version in school and how much that fucked me up because of the pig turning into a baby or the baby turning into a pig or whatever that was. That really, really messed me up. I remember reading a book about artists and their muses right before the last time we went to England.
Yes.
It included Lewis Carroll and Alice Liddell, and how she was a little girl and how he really enjoyed her company. And then we got to England and it was some major anniversary of the book. So it was like at the library that we went to. And of course in Oxford, there was tons of stuff.
Yeah, I think it was like his 100th birthday or something, maybe.
It had to be at least the 150th, I think.
Okay, or maybe it was like the 100th of the book or something.
No, your math is way off, unless you live forever. So anyway, I think, yeah. Anyway,
I mean, I have a copy of the book over there. I could go see when it was published, but
I could just Google it real fast. But why would we bother with facts on this?
Facts, schmacks.
I also want to say, first off, fuck off Johnny Depp versions of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah,
no, thank you. Why do you?
I've never, I started one, and it was like, no,
yeah,
no. Well, let's say it's not Johnny Depp. It's that guy who used to do. Yeah, I was gonna say, who used to make good movies.
yeah. And then he and Johnny Depp ran away together and went crazy. Do you remember that weird house at Six Flags when we were kids?
The weird house at Six Flags?
So it was in the first, Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington, Texas, because there's multiple Six Flags. But the one that we grew up with was Six Flags Over Texas.
I'm pretty sure that's the original one because there were Six Flags Over Texas. I don't know why any of the rest of them were called Six Flags.
Corporate takeover, blah, blah. Anyway. I don't know. Anyway, the first...
Well, because the part of the park was about a different country that once ruled Texas.
Yes, including Texas.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm trying to move on from this because it doesn't...
Okay, go ahead. The creepy house.
So the first part that we went into every time was Spain, right? And there was the conquistador, and there was a big boat that would go and all that, and right. And then there was this little house thing that you walked through, and all of the perspective was off, and you had to stand almost sideways to go through the tour of the house. And it was the physics were off. You don't remember this at all?
I don't remember this at all.
Shit, we're gonna have to Google it. It was so cool because it wasn't a ride. It was literally like a museum, sort of, but it was hot outside. And I must have enjoyed it because I remember going through it multiple times.
I don't remember that at all.
So that wasn't.
It probably freaked me the fuck out. So you remember the time Dad made you go on the conquistador?
No.
You don't remember?
Here's what I know.
You don't remember Dad like mocking you and forcing you to go onto the conquistador, and then you like threw up in a trash can and yelled at him. And as far as I know, never rode another roller coaster ever again.
So that was because when I was 7, I hit a growth spurt and I got to ride roller coasters earlier than I was supposed to. And so Dad took me on every roller coaster at Six Flags. And he took me on the Shockwave. And apparently that broke me. And I couldn't, like, I could fly because I wanted to fly, but it made me sick to be on planes until about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. So from 7 to old, I couldn't ride roller coasters, and then I finally got over it. So yeah, that was his own damn fault. Like he did that to me. Anyway.
Yay, he was so awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I really am sad that you don't remember anything at Six Flags. This is terrible podcasting. I thought you were going to be like, yeah, it was awesome, and all the food was like sideways and whatever, and like, no, okay.
I don't remember. I mean, that just makes me think of that Meow Wolf thing that y'all went to, maybe.
Kind of, but different, but similar. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so in Meow Wolf, the perspective.
You're being very Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, kind of, but yeah, no, but similar, but different. Yeah. All right, Cheshire Puss.
I love the playfulness of the language.
Yes.
I will never understand why anyone ever eats oysters ever.
No. And
I'm sorry that everyone is replying on my teams and messing up my sound.
Oh, that's okay. I was with Ben and Elliot when I started watching the movie. Ben said, I asked Ben what he remembered, and he said very, very little. He said, psychedelic worm goes down the hole, and the bunny is the Mad Hatter. He remembered the cards and the Queen of Hearts and the invisible cat.
Okay.
I asked Elliot what he remembered, and he said, I've never watched it.
That's fair.
Which
but I
watched it twice.
Why'd you watch it twice?
He's a big fan.
Oh, he likes it.
He likes it.
Okay. Cool.
I think he really likes because I asked him this morning, we finished it this morning, and I asked him what he liked about it, and he had commented on this a couple of times independently, but he said that she was dreaming.
Oh,
so I think he really likes how at the end it's all a dream.
Yeah.
And so we talked a little bit about how, it's neat that she can have all those weird, maybe sometimes scary imaginings, but it's not real. It's just a dream. So I don't know. I'm sorry, where were you going?
Nowhere.
No.
I like that Alice Irish goodbye Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
She Irish goodbye a lot of places. She was just like, no thanks.
And then when she got stuck in the house, it made me wonder how insurance works in Wonderland.
Okay, no, but here's the question.
Yes.
Who the fuck is Marianne?
Yeah, I did wonder that. They never explained that.
Like, who is Marianne? Like, what is happening?
I have not actually read either of these books, so I don't know who.
I started reading it to Elliot when he was like a baby, or maybe when I was pregnant or something, and then it was just like, oh my god, this is so many words. She's so whiny. Like, oh my god, she's so whiny.
Mm-hmm.
She's much more whiny in the books than she is in this very short animated feature. I forgot about the songs, except, I remembered the flowers singing, but I didn't remember her sad song she sings to herself at the end, I guess. Well, I guess that was the only one, because I just remembered birthday and whatever else.
Late.
Important date. I did think it was a dapper ass rabbit.
It's a dapper ass rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how it was great at pointing out how nonsensical adults can be. Yeah. So part of it is that, of course, she has nonsense and she's a child, and children are very nonsensical. But burning a house to solve a monster problem, that's nonsense, but it is something we would do. The white rabbit getting tricked into singing about burning down his own house, even though it is not in his best interest to burn down his house.
Yeah.
The dodo's still burning the house, even though the monster's gone. He's still burning it. He started. He's going to keep it going.
Well, the dodo's the one that thinks if you run around in a circle in water that you're going to dry off. So
yeah. And then the white rabbit leaving while his house is being burned down. He's so late. He's like, oh, well, I guess I'll just let the house burn down.
well, either that or lose his head. So, I mean, you come to find out that maybe he makes the right decision.
Maybe he should have just not even worried about his house, honestly.
Yeah. What was he ever doing out of that hole anyway? She's so unbothered about falling down a hole.
Yes, that bothered me too. And the fact that she's immediately like, oh, look at all these chairs and things. That was what reminded me of the place at Six Flags, was like that she was like going down the hole and there was just all these normal things that you would find in a house, but in a very abnormal falling down a hole way. It's like, this is surreal.
Yeah. It's just like, falling down a hole. Like, oh my God.
I wondered if she got a contact high from hanging out with the caterpillar.
He was so angry at her. Is that caterpillar racist?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, Disney was racist and it was his movie, so.
I should have waited. I didn't see if they had like a little disclaimer above this movie. Maybe if it makes us watch it again, I'll look for the disclaimer.
I think it just had depictions of smoking.
Okay. Because some of them say, culturally insensitive or something. I don't know. Depictions or something. Yeah, I definitely much preferred the like live action TV version of this that we watched as kids. I know you said like the pig part messed you up, but like Hugh Laurie and Sammy Davis Jr. and, well, at the time, Bill Cosby. Like there's a lot of people in that
Oh shit! Apparently, we have to cancel Neil Gaiman now.
What? Why? What happened? Who'd he touch?
He says it was consensual, but as somebody, like I was reading through a thread about it, and somebody was like, "Yeah, but he's 40 years older than her, so really, he knew better than to even like he hit on someone 40 years younger than him. Like, gross, dude, gross. That's gross. Keep your old man penis to yourself. No, nobody wants your old man penis. Like, nope. So yeah." I know.
So no more bad omens.
It's hard, right? It's hard because what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, we still buy Elliot Harry Potter stuff too,
Yeah, and I haven't stopped watching Hitchcock, but he was real fucked up. Like,
yeah. I mean, at least he's not continuing to profit off of it. Like he's dead.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, and people who like, because there are people like serious Neil Gaiman fans who are like, these books got me through tough times in my life kind of situations. And they're like, I don't know what to. It's like, anyway.
Why can't people just not? Like, just don't.
Stop it. Just
don't touch people.
Yeah.
Like, just don't touch people.
Touch yourself. Leave everyone out of it.
Or pay them money. Like, whatever. Like,
in a professional sense, not in a
professional sense, not hush money after the fact. Yeah, it's like arranged upon, agreed upon.
IMDb says that this has more characters and songs than any other Disney animated film.
That's not correct.
It has a lot of songs. Like, even if you think about Moana doesn't have that many songs. It's just she sings.
It has like 3 songs. What songs does it have?
It has the flower song.
The flower song.
The song when she first falls asleep or before she falls asleep. It has the late for a very important date. It has the running around the thing song. It has the the Humpty Dumpty song or the Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Like every time she meets somebody, they sing a fucking song. Like there are a lot of songs. They're not long; they're short songs. But
yeah, they're short songs, so
they're all
they're not like
Disney songs.
ballads. But
yeah,
huh? Okay, well, there are a lot of characters. I'll admit that, and they even cut things out. Like, they don't have the whole Duchess scene, so.
I was going to ask if you thought that the Mad Hatter scene, if we like it, because it feels like inside our brains. But then since earlier you said, I hate this because it's so chaotic. But then I wonder if that's true. Is it just the aesthetic of it that made us want to do the table scape?
Like,
which I try to find and put on Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, good luck with that. Like, I think just the aesthetic of it, like, I think there's like a nostalgia aesthetic thing to it. Like, the scene itself, I just no, it makes me so. But even like Tweedledee and Tweedledum, like, pretty much anytime people try to talk, like in this movie, and it's like they don't listen and they just it makes you so angry. Like, it's just so frustrating. Like the whole movie.
Yeah.
And maybe that's part of it, is like that she's a child and nobody listens to her. But they don't even listen to each other, like it's
but I feel like that's a really prescient depiction of adults.
Yeah,
a lot of the time we just talk nonsense and don't listen to each other. So like he kind of knew what he was talking about. Like,
yeah, no, I know, it's just yeah. Yeah, I don't remember what made us want to do the table. Like, I feel like the first thing was that I found, from what I remember, and this was, how long ago would this have been? Can you even remember?
No.
Like,
pre-iPhone.
Yeah, like
That's
it was
all I got.
5, maybe 2004.
Yeah. Pre-Facebook, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, like somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I remember I saw like a giant planter, but that was also like a teacup with a saucer, and it looked like a flower.
Yes.
So I think that was like the first thing. And then, yeah, it was just like ideas from there. But do you want to fill in the audience as to what the hell we're talking about?
I think we talked about it before, but basically a long time ago, because I know we talked about it because I made fun of how like everybody, when we did the
short school one?
when we did the Dia de los Muertos, all the white people walk by like, and then they'd see the judge's name, they'd be like, oh, well,
the Latina judge.
I guess I won't be racist right now. You're still racist. Anyway, no, we did. I'll post some pictures on Instagram if you're interested in seeing it. It's one of the things I'm most proud of that we ever created, and it was
and that one went really well.
Use of our creative skills post. So, like for 2 years, we did the Daryl proms, which was a good use of our creativity, and then we did sensational settings after that, and then they changed it and killed it, and life was horrible.
Well, and more people got involved. What made them great was when it was just like just you, me, and mom. Like, because mom helped with
she did
the table.
Yeah.
Which was before whatever's wrong with her now, because there's no way the three of us could get through that now.
I think it's called getting old, and I don't look forward to it.
But yeah, it was, and Dad helped. I mean, he built the table, the little tall table thing on it, and
the base.
Yeah. It was cool. It was, I think I'm still mad that wasn't a competition.
Yes.
I'm usually mad that things aren't. I want everything to be a competition, especially if it's something that I think I have excelled at. I want someone to tell me I'm the best.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
How did you come to Pig and Pepper?
So
because you just said you haven't read the books, so I know it wasn't a deep and inviting affection for the literature.
I'm going to try to remember.
Backstory while Ryan thinks. Ryan had a pie company for a little while, and it was called Pig and Pepper, and it was real cute. And that is from Alice in Wonderland.
It is.
Yeah.
It's also my Instagram handle now still, just instead of baking, it's living or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it was just, so I was definitely looking for a name. I remember going like 4 and 20 because of like, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. Mom actually, I think, gave me the idea. But like, so there's already a company called 4 and 20 Pies or something like that. And
Plus
then
420. Bleh.
yeah, I know. Yeah. Like the whole pot association. So I wanted something fun because I think that was far enough in, if I'm remembering correctly, that like where I really had started playing with flavors and like creating the unusual combinations and like the playfulness. And so I really think Mom is the one that pointed me towards Alice in Wonderland because of the playfulness of the language that Carol uses in the book. And so I think I just started like looking through the chapters or looking through words in the book.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if I had a copy of the book or what, and then we had done that table. And so I had that kind of like, loose association, nostalgia feeling for the book. And then, the chapter in the book that is the Duchess is called Pig and Pepper. And it just kind of hit me, it just kind of came out at me as, like a combination and fun stuff. So
There you go.
I did only ever make one pig and pepper pie. And it was a apple jalapeno with a bacon lattice. Yeah. So that was the pig and pepper pie. I didn't make that very often. So, but yeah, I liked it. And, and I remember looking up too, cause like the Carnegie Center they do an event every year. And they did, Alice in Wonderland as a theme one year, and they asked me to make something, and I really wanted to make something. It's kind of along the lines of that new show, like, is it cake? Which is so stupid, but like something that it looks like it should taste one way, but then it tastes completely different. Mm-hmm. So I really wanted to do, which again goes with like Carol, and he did a lot of fun stuff with food. And around that time, they did a lot of fun stuff with food. But I wanted to make like macarons, but like make savory macarons. Mm-hmm. So that would have like a pate as the paste and then something. But then I was like, I don't know how to make macarons, so this sounds like a terrible thing. And I would rather go get drunk every night than stay home and learn how to make macarons. So we're just going to make pies.
Oh, I'm going to warn any listeners in France. My nemesis at work is coming to you for 2 weeks.
Oh, Lord.
She has already laughed herself silly at the prospect of being an allowed American. And she thinks that she can maybe get away with it by only speaking Spanish, but you'll know she's American. She signed up for a croissant making class and a macaron making class. And she's on 2 different wine tasting tours. And I just apologize in advance. Like, I'm sorry.
I feel like most of the other people she's going to be around then are other horrible American tourists or just other people.
It's her and her husband. Like, they're leaving their kids here, thank God. But yeah. Like, huh? What?
Will you text me and tell me who it is?
You don't know. It's a thing.
Okay.
It's the reason. Remember how my background used to have the bomb shelter?
Yeah.
Is that person.
Oh, okay.
She's Looney Tunes.
Great.
Yep.
Can we go to France for 2 weeks instead of that bitch?
I know enough about France to know that I'm not going to go to France for 2 weeks. Yeah, I'd like to know the language mostly of the places I'm going. And I heard her try to speak French, and I was like, oh no. No, just speak Spanish the whole time, honey.
You parle some français?
Yeah, I parlay a lot more anxiety than I do. I'm still working on my Spanish to be able to go to a resort in Mexico. So
you're going to Mexico at some point in the next few months, and y'all haven't actually booked that trip yet?
Well, I want to make sure that this whole Halifax thing goes okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I want to give Susan one last chance to tell me whether or not she's going, because I've asked 3 times about dates. And every time, 2 times she ignored me. And the middle time she said, I have to ask my man person. And so, like, which just sounds like they're blowing me off, but she's just kind of flaky like that. So she could be not blowing me off. I don't know. That's part of why I'm the person who's in charge of Eddie. Is these are the other people in his life. Good times.
I feel like the flowers' faces and personalities were like spot on to the type of flower that they were too.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. Was it the violets that have the scary faces though? They were the ones that were low to the ground and there was the most of them.
And they had like the droopy eyes.
Yes, and they had like hatchet faces, like really sharp lines.
Probably, yeah. Because violets are also very low to the ground, yeah.
There was a woman who influenced the color of the film. She started introducing sort of a bolder color palette with more kind of psychedelic colors. And most of the other animators didn't like it. And Disney liked it. And so she ended up influencing it. And so they give her credit for being the person who brought modernism to Disney. So
it's a very colorful movie.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. And it kind of got washed under the radar until it got picked up by drug culture. And you know how it goes. When drug culture takes over things like Disney, I think it's hilarious.
I liked how the hair was super hot for Dinah, even though he didn't know what Dinah or who Dinah was. And she's just like, Dinah, and he's like, Dinah, like, calm the fuck down, like,
rabbit.
Yeah, like, I did. The last thing I wrote down is where she says, I give myself very good advice, but I very seldom follow it. And I felt very seen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's cute.
Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I feel too. I don't think I'm an Alice, though.
Do you watch Chicken Shop Date?
I'm sorry, what? Chicken Shop Date?
Yeah, with Amanda Dielmenberg? I'm going to guess not.
What the Chicken Shop Date?
So she's this British girl. Her brother's a British actor too. And he was in Fleabag, the guy with the teeth.
I haven't watched enough of Fleabag to know who you're talking about.
Anyway, they're brother and sister. And she has a show that she made by herself from scratch called Chicken Shop Date, where she like basically was like, I want to go on dates with famous people. And it actually works. So like now she really does go on dates with like actual true famous people. So
at a chicken shop?
At various chicken shops. And so they also have like, they'll show the fryer frying every time, and they'll like show the guy behind the counter who's always just kind of like half bemused, like what is going on.
Oh, girl needs to come and do America and come to Indies and go on a chicken shop date at Indies.
Well, she just gets all of the Americans to go over there. So she did a chicken shop date with the Jonas Brothers, but they weren't all together. She did them all separately, and it was before the one that's married to Sophie Turner got divorced. So this is a while ago. But speaking of Disney, I love this, and I love brothers because they can do this like we can. So the youngest one was like, yeah, the coolest thing I ever did was I rented out Disney for the night. So if you have enough money, they'll close down the park and you get to stay in this like magical little honeymoon suite in the middle of the park. And you can like go out in your bathrobes. And she's like, you went on your bathrobe? He was like, yeah, imagine if you could go out in your bathrobe with your slippers. And she's like, I just imagine going on a roller coaster in a bathrobe and whoops. So they're kind of talking about that. And then they cut to, I think it's the oldest one she's talking to. And she goes, oh, like your brother and renting out Disney. And he was like, as a grown man. She was like, yeah. And he goes, yes, my brother rented out Disney as a grown man. Not as
I know a lot of grown people who would do that. That is not like...
I know, but it just made me laugh because it was...
Yeah. Grown-up people like...
how people feel about Disney, and it is very starkly drawn lines.
I don't get it. Like, my friend from work that I've been hanging out with, and she's much younger. I mean, she's just turned 30, so she's much younger than me. Like, I didn't realize she was that young, and then she's like, "It's my birthday. I'm gonna be 30." I was like, "Fuck you!" I literally said I couldn't even stop myself. I was just like, "Fuck you."
That's like the last time I knew someone who turned 30, and I was like, "Oh, good. This is when your body starts breaking down."
Yeah. There was also that. Like, I had that conversation recently.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But she and her partner love Disney. Like, they go all the time.
Yeah.
Like, all the time. And they don't have kids.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why. Maybe it's more enjoyable without children. Like, but there's
yeah.
I've never had a desire. I've never had a, like, even as a kid, I don't think, or maybe as a kid, I just knew it was like dream the impossible dream. Like, there was no way we'd ever be able to afford
I got
to
in
go.
trouble for lying.
Oh, you talked about that last week, so, or another week. You did. You told me
it wasn't last week, but okay.
Well, whatever. You talked about that in the recent past. No one wants to hear that story again.
I just burped a little at you. Hey, I should go to work.
Oh, well, I can't finish what I was going to say.
About what? About Disney?
Yeah. I can't finish. Damn.
Please finish.
Miss, I'm not in charge of the pod. Like, I don't know what we talk about. Like, don't you?
I just try to keep things moving. Didn't you, dear? What were you saying?
It was moving, and then you tried to tell a story that you've already told 3 times. Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say I never had the like actual desire to go to Disney. But my lead-in was, get ready. Next summer, you're invited. Martha wants to take us all to Disney.
No thanks.
Well, she wants to take like Ben and me and Elliot and then Kate and Evie. And I said, can I invite Heather? And she's like, yeah. So she'll pay for the accommodations and the tickets. You just got to get yourself there.
Is your child going to have a personality transplant in the next year?
It's possible. I feel like he had a different personality than he had a year ago. Slightly better. Hey, kindergarten could do wonders.
I mean, he's just part of the problem of the
also, if there's that many adults, you can just be like, bye. Like, and go, like, you and I could be like, we're gonna go do an us thing. Like,
I've been to Universal on my own. I can go to Disney on my own. Like, I'm fine. I don't need to.
You don't want to go to Disney with me?
You just said you never wanted to go to Disney.
Why would if I have to go, I want you to be there.
That is not fair. That is not the same thing as wanting to go to a place with someone you like.
Most people would be very flattered to hear that I would only enjoy a place if you were there. And that includes my own child.
I'm a very enjoyable person. A lot of people seek out my company, and multiple people have asked to travel with me. So this is not. I know you think I'm not shit because I'm your sister and you just.
That is not what I said.
Enjoy me, but like.
I just thought you would want to come and watch your nephew enjoy the magic of Disney for the first time. Never mind. You are uninvited.
Not watch my nephew enjoy the magic of Disney. Watch my nephew not handle anything ever. No thanks.
Yeah, maybe I won't go either. I did Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know why I act like I want to go to Disney.
Yeah, no.
That can be a them thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, all right. Well, I'm glad we hung out for that one. I think it's cute. I think people should still show their kids old Disney. And I wonder if people do. I hope people do. I mean, there's so much new Disney.
Yeah.
But I think old Disney is charming.
Yeah, especially when it's not terrifying.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad Elliot liked it. I mean, I really don't want to watch it again, so I hope he doesn't like it a whole lot. But it's short. At least it's short. Mm-hmm. So, all right, what are we watching next week? Thanks. That's all for this week. Heather's got to go to work.
Join us next week when we do the last of our musicals, My Fair Lady. after which there will be some what I'm calling summer bullshit movies. So that'll be fun. And what made you laugh? What made you cringe? What did we forget? What should we talk about in future episodes? We want to know your thoughts. Find us on Instagram Threads at I Love You Bro Pod, or email us at I Love You Bro Pod at gmail.com. Listener email and comments may turn up in future episodes. A very merry birthday to you. Hey, rate, review, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts, because that means something. Thank you for listening. I'm Heather.
I'm Ryan, and we wish you lots and lots of conditional love.
What? I'm going to relieve Tamika. Goodbye.
Bye.